will Kunu go back to Parliament? Ministers are members of Parliament. Are members of Parliament. So he's not suspended as a member of Parliament. He's a member of Parliament, Comrade Senzo. So he belongs to Parliament. He will attend Parliament and all the duties that are expected of him to perform as a member of Parliament. The Kaya FM, Comrade Senzo, we have not been in a position to meet. As you know, we were in mourning for some time, and we had to go to Mpumalanga, and yesterday we had a meeting in which we discussed a whole lot of important issues. So he will be met by the organization at an appropriate time in order for us to brief on the matters. But we, however, need to understand that the ANC does not replace constitutional processes that are set in motion. Those issues must actually ensue. So that's what is important. So the question of meeting him and engaging in organizational processes, including the Integrity Commission, all of those will ensue in terms of the organization. Kaugelo, let me start first with the matter of Mkhunu suggested to be placed on leave. We all learned about it in the press. We didn't come across that. The decision is the decision of the president. So there's nobody who has ever made such, and people can resign, and when they do so, they are deployed by the ANC. They inform us at Luthuli House. So from our side at Luthuli House, we don't have a correspondence from Comrade Senzo that says that he requested to be placed on leave in government to inform the party, or otherwise he is resigning in government. We don't have that. So it's all speculation in the media. So that's how we understand it. Whether if he resigned, what will be the consequence of that, we will be dealing with that as it happened. At the present moment, it's just an analysis of what could be better in terms of what you have actually presented before us. And then the question of the two ministers, we have understood as the ANC that the speech is not the appointment. The speech the president addressed to the nation is not the appointment. There will be an appointment which will be done by the president in this instance on the 1st of August. And then the president will appoint an interim of about 2 weeks acting minister in government. And on the 1st of August, the president will then appoint the minister. And the president referred to section 9(1), subsection 3C of the Constitution that enables him to appoint a full-time minister that is not an MP. So that is the section he will use to appoint the new minister. Now, the president will equally address within his powers and the executive what then happens to the questions you have asked in terms of whether you will have a minister without portfolio or what will actually happen. That will be addressed. But what we know is that the president will use 9(1) subsection 3C, which he referred to in terms of his address. And in terms of that particular address and the speech, in itself, it was not appointment, and that will happen on the 1st of August. In between that, there will be interregnum of 2 weeks where an interim minister, acting minister, will actually be appointed by the president. News 24, Siamtanda. I don't know which press conference I was following, because I was following on Facebook. Maybe I missed other parts of the press conference of General Mkhwanazi, but I didn't hear from his address saying ANC MPs. He said MPs, and he referred to others, even the judiciary and all of that. Now that they are ANC MPs, probably I will hear about it in the commission. But from his address, I didn't. Now, here is something important that happened in this country. It doesn't happen anywhere else. Within 5 days, a senior police officer in the police, irrespective of location, makes grave allegations. The presidents, within 5 days, in response to those, appoint a judicial commission with extraordinary, in a lack of better word, let me underline that, powers, even powerful than Zondo Commission. Because if you listen to the president carefully, he said that some of the recommendation within a segment of 3 months must lead to action, which is something that has never happened before. Some of the actions that will have come out of the commission within 3 months preliminary report should lead us to action. That's what the president said. Judicial commission with extraordinary powers that is established to respond to General Mkhwanazi. Now, I've seen people of political, a particular party, going, protesting, which is within their right. When General Mkhwanazi, allegations were made against him, Zuma established a commission of inquiry headed by Moloi. And that commission decided to fire General Mkhwanazi. He was appointed Deputy Minister of Agriculture by Jacob Zuma as the president. Commission of Inquiry, Judge Moloi, his decisions were taken on review by General Mkhwanazi and set aside. About a certain building by a certain businessman in Pretoria of the police. He was put under suspension immediately. And now President Zuma was using Section 84 of the Constitution to suspend the National Commissioner of Police. Remember, the Minister and the National Commissioner of Police are the only 2 people, among others, and Treasury, who are referred to by specifics in the Constitution. And then he was put not on leave, whatever, he was, and then General Mkhwanazi was appointed to act. No, not Mkhwanazi. I'm not sure who came before that. It was Mkhwanazi, no? Yeah. It was Mkhwanazi, and then after Mkhwanazi, Ria Pierre was appointed. Ria Pierre was also put aside by a commission of inquiry out of the Marikana situation. Now, that was a judicial commission of inquiry on the police. This commission is much broader. is going to deal with all these allegations that are made here. And they need to be probed and investigated. So that is how the president has responded to the issues that General Mkhwanazi have raised. Why will the ANC have a problem with that? We believe in our statement, that's what we're saying, is the right thing to do. We are not involved in polemics about whether he's right or wrong and all of that. We are not. I want to repeat what I said last time, that we've got no locus standi as a party to make pronouncements about the correctness or not of what the general have said, because we don't know. Only a credible, competent process can deal with these matters. And then deal with them in detail, as it would have happened, even in the past, to enable us to deal with these particular matters. Now, if we prejudice, we pass judgment, and without any solution on the table, you can't. Now, President is a president of the Republic, so you've got to look at first, what is it that guides him on matters of this nature? Isn't it the Constitution? They can't do a kangaroo court. President Ramaphosa, you can criticize and say anything. He doesn't interfere with law enforcement. And that's why we say that we celebrate his stance of acting independently and working even today to empower and strengthen law enforcement in the country. We don't think the law enforcement is where we want it to be, like all South Africans, from a point of resource and capacity to fight crime and organized crime in the country. And this commission will help us to deal with very, very, very important issues that General Mkhwanazi have dealt with. So the ANC has not had any issue with the general. Neither is the president in his statement passing judgment on General Mkhwanazi. So what is the protest about? What are we leading people to? To do what? What are these people who are protesting want our people to do what the president should do within the prescripts of the law and addressing the challenges that he was facing? First, there was an issue. He came back from Brazil, he's gone underground, he's wanted. Now, you must have faith in the leadership, of course. Others knew already that it will lead to this because they study the law and they know what is, when the president look at these matters that are weighty, how is he going to deal with that? Of course, what seemed to be a thorny issue is what is the status of the minister. Others argue, why is the minister not dismissed and all of that and so on and so on. But the fact of the matter, there is action that has been taken. And action can be taken on the minister and anyone can be appointed to act. And President chose to go outside to get somebody who's capable and who's not tainted to oversee this process and ensure that we cleanse South African Police Service. So there are no guarantees here for anyone going into the future. We have to deal with this issue and allow it to pass and deal with the matters, you know, to the detail how they are raised. General said a number of things in his press conference that me and you, we've got no capacity or locus standi to argue with or to fight him about those particular issues. One of the issues in the public discourse that was raised was that touch Mkhwanazi, you touch all of us. Now, it is becoming evidently clear that as much as South Africans others are genuine, very genuine about these things that are reported by the General. There are others who want to turn it into a political football. There's an opportunity here. We can make South Africa forget about our problems as a party by using the Mkhwanazi matter in our direction. Mkhwanazi raised important issues. And I dare say, bravely so, and put them in the public. Now, the demeanor and how we raise these issues is not a matter to us as the ANC of a serious conversation. The most important question is to get to the nub and the substance of the issues that the General have actually raised. So we don't know about ANC members that were raised by the General, except MPs in general. So if there are MPs who are implicated in criminality, they must be exposed. And then they must be dealt with in the context of the commission. The Kanita, Feroz appointment. Yes, Feroz will be the Minister of Police. And I've explained that point earlier on, that President in his speech did not address the question of appointments. And he will address that issue on the 1st of August. He will address that, including Kunu, what's going to happen to him. President will address that issue. The principal question before us is that he is on leave with immediate effect. Commission can go on with its work, and that's it. Even that commission have got powers to even take decisions about individuals as and how they are affected about these matters in the process of conducting its business. That's how powerful it is. And that in itself, if it doesn't define agency on the part of the president and decisiveness, and simply decisiveness is equated to populism, then populism means that SAPS must investigate itself. When we are told by a police general, top cop, that there is a problem here, even in SAPS, how does that such a structure investigate itself? So this commission must actually help us, including those who are affected in SAPS, to respond holistically to how we must address these matters. And this will not be the end of commissions, actually, in our country. Commissions are necessitated by substance and material conditions. And all the people who have listened to, who are criticizing that there must be no commission, they provide no alternative. Now, the president have responded. Isn't it maybe they thought that he will not? Because others argued that, no, he will not do this because of that and that. There are many things that get to be said through the media channels and so on. And you guys, you know better because you interact with a lot of people we don't interact with. But at the end of the day, we are not guided by that. And the president can't be guided by that. He must be guided by the principle of how do we intervene when we are faced with matters of this nature that affect not only the integrity, but the security standing of our country.